As we proceed, let me ask some key questions as a project manager. How many projects fails because they started late? How many projects fails because they finished late? How many businesses lost credibility because they cannot meet deadline? This is to notify you that project time management is an important topic to project managers as far as you want to deliver your project to the stakeholder as expected. Time is reputation, money, and trust. As a project manager, if you cannot manage time, you cannot control a project. Example, think about a project like the Lagos-Ibadan railway expansion. Delays in schedule affect budgets, contractors' credibility, and government trust. This is a classical example of time project management in real projects. With me on the screen is what is project management. Now, project management is also called project schedule management. It is the process of planning, estimating, sequencing, developing, and controlling the timeline of a project. This involves when will this project finish? How do we make sure it finishes on time? Here, an illustration to explain in real time. Imagine building a school in Abuja or any part of the country without proper scheduling. Foundation work will start before architectural approval is done, therefore causing delay. The interpretation of this illustration is that you cannot start building a school with the foundation without having architectural design done first. This has to do with scheduling, project time management pie chart. The pie chart will give us an illustration of how time is being managed and the time management challenges. Understanding, underestimating the amount of time needed to complete a task is a challenge. Now, waiting until last minute to complete a task also can result to challenge in a project. Difficulties following a schedule, then regularly losing track of time can also lead to a challenge when undergoing a project. Then difficulties meeting deadlines, often late. These are some of the challenges as stated on the pie chart that can affect the completion of a project. The benefits of project time management. When a project is well managed, as a project time is well managed, as a project manager, it enables you to deliver your project more than expectation to the project stakeholder. One of the benefits is meeting deadlines, improve productivity, control costs, enhance focus, better decision making, increase client satisfaction. When you manage your projects within the given time frame, it enables you benefit the 6 mentioned points. Defining activity, which is the first stage in managing your project timing. Defining activities is the process of breaking down project deliverables into specific manageable tasks that can be scheduled, assigned, and monitored. What it means is, as a project manager, how do you split, how do you break down your activities in a form that can be assigned without much supervision to your project team or the project subordinates. With me on the screen is a chart that explains the techniques that can be adopted as a project manager. Here on screen is time management techniques. What are these techniques that you can use to manage time? 1. Work breakdown structure, WBS. 2. Gantt charts. 3. End value management. 4. Update the project plan. 5. ISOA metrics. 6. ABC priority method. 7. Task batching. 8. Time blocking. 9. Add time buffers. That is techniques you should adopt as a project manager when you want to deliver your project on time and within the given specific time. Take an example of a certification training. When you want to assign a task under a certification training, when you say prepare training, it's a vague word. Vague word in the sense that it does not specify the given direction to the project subordinate or the project team. But it's more better when it's being put as develop training outline or design slides or print manuals, confirm facilitator. These enable you to define the activities that's expected to be undergone by the project subordinate or your team members in project delivery. So, therefore, as a project manager, always make sure you do the following. 1. Translate deliverables into action. 2. Each activity has a clear start and a finish. Thirdly, activities are smaller than deliverable, but larger than individual action. Defining activity is a specific task required to complete a part of a project. In other words, when you define an activities, it shows a specific task that is required to be completed, which I used the certification training as an example. As a specific task, when you give your subordinates an assignment telling them they should prepare training, training is wide. So you are not specified on what part of the training should they prepare. So defined activities ideology is telling you as a project manager to be specific when giving an assignment to your subordinate, which involve, example, developing training outline or design slides, print manuals, or confirm facilitator. These are more specific than when you use the word define, prepare training. If you cannot assign it to one person, clearly, it is not well defined. What does that mean? If a task cannot be clearly assigned to an individual, that means you have not defined the task clearly for the individual understanding. And without understanding, you won't expect to get maximum results. Practical example. In real project like Lekki Free Trade Zone, unclear tasks lead to material delivery delay.